Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Muscle Car Appraisal YouTube channel. It's Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. You and all your friends should be right here. We are recording this video on another day, another time, because Bob and I are floating around the country somewhere else. But we've taken the time to bring you this video. Very recently, I had the pleasure of accompanying a very good friend to MacMulkin Chevrolet in southern New Hampshire to take delivery of a 2019 Corvette Grand Sport 7-speed manual car. MacMulkin is the number 2 volume dealer in the country, and my friend ordered the car exactly the way that he wanted it. So again, I had the pleasure of driving him up there, getting a tour of the dealership, seeing a whole bunch of Corvettes, and ultimately taking delivery of this 2019 Grand Sport. So, Bob, let's bring in a video of my arrival at the dealer. We have arrived at MacMulkin Chevrolet. 3 floors of their showroom. The second and third floors are full of Corvettes. All the way down from end to end. We'll be taking delivery of a brand new 2019 Grand Sport, white, manual transmission with chrome wheels. I see a white one over here. There's a white one on the end over there. There's another white one up there. I know that there's more white ones down there. Let's go inside and see what we can find. Okay, so we arrived at the dealer. Now it's time to go inside, find the salesman, see what else they have going on. Again, they are the number 2 volume dealer in the country. All the cars go up on a freight elevator that for this particular building. So there's Corvettes on the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. A lot of cars to choose from. So Bob, let's bring in another video showing some of the inventory that they have. Here's a couple of torch red cars, one convertible, one target top car. There's a Z06. There's a white convertible, white Targa. I see a white Grand Sport back there.
Saturday would have been what, the 9th?
Here's a blue Z06 with heads-up display. See if we can get a... The heads-up display unit is here in the dash. You can see it a little better there. And then this Stingray does not have heads-up display. So there's nothing on the dash. The band on the windshield is the same on both cars. There is just Corvette after Corvette after Corvette. There's another Sebring orange car. More tucked back there. They all come up one by one by one in a freight elevator. I wonder how long it takes to move all this inventory if somebody decided to buy that car. They'd have to move everything because the elevator is down there. A lot of work, a lot of cars to start. Riding around 400 cars in inventory. Lots to choose from. Kind of like Corvette heaven. Okay, as you can see, there is just a, no pun intended, sea of Corvettes on the floor upstairs. Some people want to go in and just look at the cars to determine color combinations. Some people know right off the bat exactly what they want. The staff at MacMulkin is very knowledgeable. Again, being the #2 Corvette dealer by volume, you have no choice but to have a very informative staff. Very customer friendly as well. Learned a lot when I was there. They showed me around, took me on a tour, saw a whole bunch of things. So Bob, let's move on to the next segment where we show some more inventory.
Sorry,
Here we are on the second floor of MacMulkin Chevrolet, just showing some of the inventory that they have stacked up here. There's three white cars in a row, a couple convertibles. Here's a Sebring orange car. It may look like a solid color, but this actually has a lot of metallic in it. And then there's a whole bunch more cars down the other end. There's another Sebring orange back there. There's a third floor that has even more cars than what we see here. There's a bunch over there. They're hovering right around 400 cars in inventory for the Corvette models. Okay, again, just a sea of cars everywhere. One thing that's unique about the Corvette buying experience, you have the ability to order the car the way that you want. You get to pick your interior color, your exterior color. Of course, there's certain combinations that are just not available, but there's a wide variety of options and many, many different ways to set up your Corvette. Ultimately, you can have delivery at a dealership, or you can take delivery right at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The assembly line is down the road. They'll deliver it to the museum. You can take delivery there. Obviously, you can have the car shipped right up to the dealer. Another thing that's very unique about Corvettes is once you place your order, you'll get an order number for the car. And you can then track that online. There's different stages, and they're all numbered, and each stage has a definition. So you'll be able to see that the order has been received by GM, it's been accepted by GM, they have a targeted production week, and then you'll be able to see that the car is actually produced, and then you'll be able to see that it gets through quality control. If it gets tied up in quality control for whatever reason, sometimes it's just strictly another inspection by another pair of eyes that just want to make sure that everything is perfect on the assembly line. And again, it's all quality control. And then the car will go outside, and then ultimately it gets picked up by a delivery truck, and it should arrive at your dealership soon after. And that's if you're taking delivery at a local dealer rather than at the Corvette Museum. If it is going to your dealer and you want to get really slick about things, you can figure out approximately how many days it's going to take to arrive. Look at the number of hours, drive time from A to B. You have to figure that there's going to be some stops along the way, whether it be because the driver is limited as to the number of hours they can be on the road before they need to rest, or that there may be a dealership or two in between your destination and the factory. So if he has to deliver cars to one or two other dealerships before he drops off at yours, you got to figure some time in there as well. But in general, the drivers are great. They hustle. They get the cars from A to B or A, B to C, whatever it takes. So once the car leaves the property down in Bowling Green, it does not take too awfully long for your car to arrive at your dealership. So Bob, let's roll on to the next segment and see some more inventory. We got a couple extra things in this one. So now we're up on the third floor of MacMulkin. And there's a bunch of interesting cars up here as well. Cruise past the 54 Corvette. But before we do that, here's a 1990 ZR1 in polo green. There's that famous 4-cam 32 valve V8 developed by Lotus and Mercury Marine. Just an impeccable car. The ZR1s had big tires front and bigger tires in the rear. And this 54 Corvette, very rare vehicle, really nice condition. Been upstairs here in the dealer for an awfully long time. These were Blue Flame 6-cylinder cars. 63 split window Corvette. There's a 64 over there. And this is a 57 Chevy convertible, fuel injected. How many miles are on this, Liam?
149.
With 149 miles. I challenge somebody to find one like this with less miles. This may be a one-of-one car. Just absolutely amazing. There's a 64. Well, let's see what they have down the other side of this building. It's a maze to get through this place. Cars packed everywhere. Same situation up here as it is downstairs. The freight elevator is over there. So the guy that wants to buy that car might have to wait a couple days till they move all this inventory. And amongst all these Corvettes is what I consider, and again, being that this is the Muscle Car Appraisal channel, the car I targeted when I got up here is this 1970 Chevelle LS6. Black, code 19, tuxedo black. And there's the beast. Confirmed CRV engine code, which means LS6, 450 horse with a 4-speed. Everything is very proper under the hood of this car. And I took a peek at the cowl trim tag, which is over there. It's a January 3rd week build for the body, and the engine was assembled at the Tonawanda assembly plant on December 12th. So this is a numbers matching car in more ways than one. Oh, got some good reflection of the parking lot and all the inventory that's out there. This is an absolutely stunning car. Console, 4-speed. As we've said in some of the other videos on the 69 Z28s, you see the chrome shifter knob because the shift pattern's on the console. Amongst all the Corvettes is some big muscle hiding in the corner. So, amongst the sea of Corvettes, I find this hidden gem down in the back corner. 1970 LS6 Chevelle. Black on black, 4-speed, white stripes. Pretty much the epitome of muscle. About the only thing you could do to upgrade that car is if it was a convertible. Then it adds a couple $100,000 to the value of the car. Would like to thank the staff at MacMulkin for allowing me upstairs to wander around and see what else they have up there. All their customers just don't have that ability. I actually offered to take that Chevelle downstairs, detail it. It had been up there for quite a while, so it was a bit dusty, and it doesn't take but a matter of hours to find a speck of dust on a black car. So I offered to take it downstairs, wash it, detail it, take it out for a ride just to make sure everything was right up to snuff, but they respectfully declined, and ultimately I can't blame them. You'd have to move a whole bunch of Corvettes downstairs through that freight elevator just to get at that Chevelle.
Hey, Jim.
But maybe next time. Yes,
Jim,
Bob?
That was awfully kind of you.
Well, I'm a heck of a guy. Maybe next time that I'm heading up there, I'll give them a few days' notice and say, hey, why don't you make arrangements to get that Chevelle downstairs, and I'll take care of a nice detail for them. But anyway, again, thank you very much to the staff at MacMulkin. Very informative, very courteous, and I thank them again for letting me video a few things. Buying a Corvette can be a very unique experience, very exciting. Right from the moment that you start doing your research to determine which options that you want on the car, watching the order be accepted, watching the car be built, the anticipation of knowing that target week that they want to build it. Hopefully all the parts are available and they stick to schedule and build the car on your target week. And then you know the car is built and you know it's on the way, and then you get to take delivery of a brand new Corvette. Heck of a driving car. Unbelievable. So let's go to the next segment, Bob, and see the car that I was after on the ground. So here's the car on the ground. 2019 Corvette Grand Sport 7-speed manual with chrome wheels. Absolutely gorgeous car. Arctic white is the color. Right now we're running through the OnStar process. All the plastic is still on the seats. The cover that the car was shipped from Bowling Green, Kentucky has been retained and is in the back of the car. Quite an exciting day. Black interior car. I can hear the OnStar representative doing the salesperson pitch. You can see that on the Grand Sport they have the flared fender wells in the back, so it's a wide body car to fit the super wide back tires. So we get a look at those. Just monster meats in the back of this thing. We get a view from this side. Quite impressive. You can see the slotted rotors. Okay, so let's talk about a Grand Sport for a moment. You have, in the Corvette world, for new cars, a base Stingray, then a Grand Sport, a Z06, and then a ZR1, although the ZR1 was short-lived. And then you have the next generation, number 8, so the C8, which is going to be a rear-engine car, is going to be introduced very soon, next month. So, about the Grand Sport, there are quite a number of differences above and beyond a Stingray. A lot of people say that a Grand Sport is a Z06, but with the regular Stingray engine. And that's very true. But there's also some more differences beyond that. So I made myself a little list here of some of the differences for the Grand Sport. As mentioned in the video, they have flared quarter panels to fit those super wide rear tires. That's one of them. So they call that the wide body. And if you have two cars side by side and you stood in between them and you look to the right, look to the left, you can most definitely see the bulge in the quarter panel is drastically different. And that again is to house those super wide rear tires. When you get behind one of these cars, you can just see those big meats in the back, and then you can see the quarters. Lots of traction going on there. It has bigger brakes all the way around. Obviously, with the bigger tires, it's bringing a wider wheel width. There's some suspension upgrades. It has the magnetic ride control shocks. This car happened to be a 7-speed manual, and the gear ratios in the gears are completely different than a base model Stingray. I'm not going to get into the high-tech portion of that and list them all, but gives it a definite different driving experience. Adds an additional sway bar. Can have dry sump oiling. And the front brakes are upgraded. Goes from a 4-piston to a 6-piston. So there's a number of differences for the Grand Sport model. Again, gives you a different driving experience. Car's going to handle and brake much better than a standard issue Stingray, but it doesn't have the horsepower. It has plenty of horsepower, and if you're going to be on the car on the track with the car, it is going to take you quite a while to learn how to drive that car to its maximum potential before you get to the point where you're actually looking for more horsepower. They say for the average Joe buying one of these cars and getting it onto a road course, it's going to take you as much as 2 years, starting from a novice level to get to expert level to really drive that car to its maximum potential before you either want more horsepower or start making modifications to the car. Just an all-around absolutely fantastic car. You ship that thing into 7th gear on the highway and you can pull gas mileage in the mid-20s. Just an all-around great experience for the Chevrolet Corvette. So let's move to our next segment, Bob, and see what else we have on this car. Those tires in the rear are 335 25 20s. Big meats. We're going to watch the car in its first drive off the dealer lot. Got a plate on it. Guy must know how to drive. He didn't even stall it. Okay, and in a couple of those video clips, you saw the gentleman there in the red jacket. That was one of the sales people at MacMulkin Chevrolet. He was recording the delivery. I'm sure that they have probably Facebook posts or website posts, and they document their Corvette customers taking delivery. So again, a very big thank you to MacMulkin Chevrolet in southern New Hampshire for letting me pretty much have the run of the place, showing me around the whole dealer, and letting me get up to the 2nd and 3rd floor to make these videos for you, our audience. Hope you enjoyed it. Yes, Bob?
We have one more small segment.
We got one more.
Yeah.
Bonus.
It's a bonus segment.
Let's see what we have here. So there it is, 2019 Grand Sport Arctic White, black interior, 7-speed manual, ready for its highway trip home. Thank you to everybody here at MacMulkin Chevrolet in southern New Hampshire. Great salespeople, great support staff. Overall, a great sales experience. If you're thinking about buying a Corvette, this is a dealership that people come from all over. Hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of miles away to buy a car here. So again, a whole bunch of cars on the second and third floor. Thank you to everyone at MacMulkin Chevrolet for let us having a good buying experience.
Have them email us their photos, John.
Okay, so there you have it, folks. Again, another big thank you to MacMulkin Chevrolet. If you're taking delivery of a Corvette, make a video, send it to us. We can feature your car on our channel. Our email address is mycaronmca@gmail.com. If you'd like to send us photographs of your vehicle, if you have questions, suggestions, opinions, ideas, something you'd like us to discuss, send us an email. Give us the information. We can make your car part of our channel. We'd be happy to showcase it. So send us photographs, a little background story. We will get in touch with you to discuss the specifics and make your car part of our show. Again, thank you very much to all of our viewers for watching the show this evening. Send us your information, and maybe we'll make you part of our show in the future. We'll be happy to bring you aboard. Thanks again for watching.
Muscle Car Appraisal thanks you for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel. Please like our video and hit the bell notification. And once again, we thank you for looking at our video. Have a great day.